Hello. I invite you to continue this series of calm reflections on the book Our Home by André Luiz, a spiritual account of life after death, responsibility, and the maturation of consciousness through work. Chapter 33 is titled, Interesting Observations. This is a very reflective chapter. It does not describe dramatic events or major conversations. Instead, it reveals something very important: the inner process of transformation in André Luiz's consciousness. His thoughts, doubts, questions, and the gradual understanding of his own life. At the same time, the chapter reveals several interesting aspects of the spiritual world that had not been discussed much before. It shows the relationship between the world of incarnated beings and the world of spirits, the role of animals in spiritual work, and the difficult conditions of work in the regions of Umbral. Shortly before midnight, Narcissa allows André to go near the great gate that leads to the rectification chambers. He is supposed to observe the return of the Samaritans, a group of workers responsible for rescuing suffering spirits in Umbral. André therefore walks back along the road surrounded by trees. In the silence of the night park, he experiences a deep sense of peace. The nature of the colony has a calming effect on him. Fresh air, a gentle wind, and silence awaken reflections about his own life. In solitude, his thoughts return to the past. He reflects on his life on earth, on his wife Zelia, on his children, and on the home he left behind. He asks himself a question that often arises for spirits after death. Where does reality truly exist? Was the material world the real life, and this present experience only a kind of dream? Or perhaps it is only now that the true reality of the spirit begins? At the same time, André begins to notice something painful. Although he loved his family, he starts to realize that much of his life on earth was wasted. Too much time was spent on superficial matters. Too little was done for the spiritual development of his family. He understands that emotional affection alone is not enough. Spiritual responsibility is also necessary. This reflection leads him to a very important conclusion. A person who passes through life without sowing goodness, without building lasting values, and without leaving a spiritual legacy cannot expect to find ready fruits of their work after death. Spiritual life is the continuation of what we planted while on earth. At that moment, André notices two unusual figures in the distance. They appear like enormous spirits with a semi-luminous form. Strange filaments seem to extend from their bodies, resembling cables or cords. The sight is so unusual that André, frightened, returns quickly to Narcissa. She reacts with a smile. She explains that these were not spirits from the colony. They were people who are still living on Earth. They are highly spiritualized individuals who are capable of leaving their physical bodies during sleep or prayer and visiting higher spiritual planes. This is why André saw the strange energetic connections. They are links connecting the spirit to the physical body. Narcissa also explains that such individuals often remain humble and unnoticed on Earth. Their spiritual greatness is not always visible in the material world. Soon André and Narcissa return to the gate. In the distance, the caravan of the Samaritans appears, returning from Umbral. They are accompanied by dogs. There are also mules pulling wagons. And above the group large birds are flying in circles. André is surprised. He does not understand why animals and wagons are used in the spiritual world instead of more advanced means of transportation. Narcissa explains a very important principle. The regions of Umbral possess a much denser spiritual matter. Because of this, not all means of transportation used in the colony can function there. Just as an airplane cannot move through water, some spiritual technologies cannot operate in heavier energetic environments. Therefore, in rescue work transitional methods are used. Wagons, animals, and other means adapted to those difficult conditions. André also learns something very interesting. Animals play an important role in spiritual work. Dogs help navigate the dark regions. Mules assist in transporting suffering spirits. And the birds, called wandering ibises, have a special task. They help eliminate distorted thought forms created by negative emotions and destructive mental states. In this way, they participate in the purification of the spiritual environment. Chapter 33 reveals several fascinating truths about the spiritual world. It shows that life after death is not separated from nature. Animals also participate in processes of work and assistance. It also reveals that the connection between the incarnated world and the spiritual world is far stronger than we usually imagine. Some people, during sleep, visit spiritual realms and participate in missions they often do not remember after waking. This chapter also reminds us of something very important. Reflection on one's own life is one of the first steps towards spiritual awakening. André begins to understand that the true value of life does not lie in material success. It lies in what we leave in the hearts of other people, in the good that we have sown around us. This is a very calm chapter. Yet it contains many valuable observations about the nature of spiritual life. It shows that the spiritual world is far more complex, alive, and dynamic than we often imagine. And it leaves us with an important question. In our daily lives, are we sowing seeds of goodness that will continue to grow even after we leave this world? In the next chapter, André Luiz will continue discovering the mysteries of spiritual work in the colony. The journey continues. See you soon.